今天要分享的改编故事是《磨杵成针》，希望能在学习英语的路上给你带来收获。你的每个点赞和订阅都是对我莫大的鼓励。那么，咱们开始吧。
Over 1,000 years ago, in the Tang dynasty, there was a young man. He was smart, no doubt about it. His mind was sharp. But he was also restless. He hated the slow, steady work of study. The endless pages of old books felt like a cage. So one day, he gave up. He walked away from the school in the mountains, leaving behind his books and his teachers. He was done. His name was Li Bai. Later, the world would know him as the poet immortal. But on that day, he was just a kid who had quit. He walked along a path through the hills. The air was fresh. The sound of the forest was all around him. He was thinking about what he would do next. Maybe he would just travel and see the world. Anything was better than sitting in a stuffy classroom. Then he came to a small stream. The water was clear, flowing over smooth stones. And by the side of that stream, an old woman was sitting. She was not resting. She was working. In her hands, she held a large iron rod. It was thick, like a small club. She was holding it against a big, flat stone. And she was rubbing it back and forth. Scrape. 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 Li Bai stopped. He was curious. What was this old woman doing? He walked closer. The old woman did not look up. She just kept moving her hands, rubbing the iron against the stone. Her hands were strong. Her face was calm. Li Bai asked her, "What are you doing, grandmother?" The old woman finally looked up. Her eyes were clear and bright. She smiled. She held up the iron rod. "I am making a needle," she said. Li Bai stared at her. He looked at the thick, heavy iron rod. Then he looked at her hands. Then he looked back at the rod. A needle? A tiny, thin sewing needle? It was impossible. He laughed. Not a mean laugh, but a laugh of disbelief. "But that is an iron rod," he said. "It is huge. How can you ever make a needle from that?" "It would take 100 years." The old woman did not laugh. Her smile did not change. She just looked at him, then looked down at the iron in her hands. She began to rub it against the stone again. Scrape. Scrape. She spoke softly. Her voice was steady, like the water in the stream. "I don't know if it will take 100 years, she said. "But I know this. If I keep rubbing, this iron will get smaller. Day by day, it will get thinner. And one day, it will be a needle." The work itself is not hard. The hard part is stopping. As long as I don't stop, the work will get done. Li Bai stood there. He did not move. The sound of the scraping iron filled his ears. He watched the old woman's hands. They were not fast. But they never stopped. There was a quiet power in that simple movement. Over and over. Scrape. Scrape. The old woman paused again. She looked at Li Bai. She could see he was a young man. She could see he was troubled. She asked him, "Where are you going, young man? You look like you left something behind." Li Bai felt something in his chest. A strange feeling. Like shame, but also like being seen. He told her the truth. "I was studying at the temple up the mountain. But it was too hard. I got tired of it. So I left." The old woman nodded. She did not scold him. She did not tell him he was wrong. She just pointed to the iron rod with her chin. "This rod was once a part of a bigger piece of iron," she said. "I did not make it in a day. I will not finish it in a day. But every time I rub it, it changes. Every day, it gets a little closer to what I want it to be. Your mind is the same. You do not learn a book in one day. You do not become wise in one day. But every day you sit and read, you change. Every day, you get a little closer." Those words hit Li Bai like a stone dropped into still water. The ripples spread through him. He thought about his books. He thought about how he had looked at the mountain of pages and felt crushed. He had wanted to be finished before he even started. He had wanted the result, but he had not wanted the work. He had not wanted the slow, boring, day after day effort. But here was this old woman. She was not a famous poet. She was not a great scholar. She was just a woman by a stream, rubbing iron against a rock. And she understood something he did not. She understood that greatness is not one big moment. It is thousands of tiny, quiet moments. It is showing up when you don't want to. It is doing the work when no one is watching. Li Bai looked at the stream. It had been running through this valley for thousands of years. It did not move mountains in one day. But drop by drop, it had worn away the stone. The water had carved a path through the rock. That was the power of not stopping. He turned back to the old woman. He bowed his head. It was a small bow, but it was deep. It was the bow of a student to a teacher. He did not say thank you. He did not need to. The old woman just smiled and went back to her work. Scrape. Scrape. Levi turned around. He started walking back the way he came. Up the mountain path. Back toward the temple. Back toward the books he had left behind. He did not run. He walked slowly. But his steps were sure. When he got back to the school, his teacher was surprised to see him. The other students whispered. Levi sat down at his desk. He opened his book. And he began to read. It was still hard. The words were still difficult. The pages were still many. But something was different. He was different. He did not think about how much was left. He just focused on the page in front of him. One page. One line. One word. That was his iron rod. And every day, he rubbed it against the stone of his attention. Slowly. Patiently. The days turned into weeks. The weeks turned into months. He did not become a great poet overnight. But he became a student who did not quit. He learned that the only way to eat a mountain is one bite at a time. The only way to read 1,000 books is one page at a time. And years later, when Levi was no longer the young man who ran away from school, when he was the famous poet whose words were known across the empire, he never forgot the old woman by the stream. He never forgot the sound of iron scraping on stone. He never forgot that patience is not passive. It is active. It is the act of continuing when continuing is hard. The story spread. People called the stream where it happened Grinding Needle Creek. They said the old woman's name was Wu. Some even said she was a goddess in disguise, sent to teach the young poet a lesson. But Levi knew the truth. She was just a woman who understood something important. That nothing in this world is impossible if you just keep going. So what about you? What is your iron rod? What is the thing you have been putting off because it feels too big? Is it learning a new language? Is it finishing a project? Is it getting back to something you left behind? Look at that big, heavy rod in your hands. It looks impossible. It looks like it would take forever. But here is the secret. You do not have to finish it today. You just have to rub it against the stone right now. One stroke. One page. One word. That is all it takes. Because the rod does not become a needle in one moment. It becomes a needle in all the moments you do not stop. The mountain gets climbed one step at a time. The book gets written one sentence at a time. The language gets learned one word at a time. The old woman knew it. Levi learned it. And now, you know it too. The only failure is stopping. The only way to fail is to quit. As long as you are still going, you are still winning. Scrape. Scrape. Keep going.
下集请移步主页观看。